I've got quite enough to go on with as well, because the news broke about 1:30 yesterday afternoon, and I'll give them this. They didn't wait till 5 o'clock on a Friday. I thought they might wait till the Friday before Christmas or the last day before Christmas and drop this. Andrew Costa, the former police commissioner, has resigned as head of the Social Investment Agency, a job that probably pulled $450,000 plus a year, but he has resigned after a period, about 3 weeks, of discussions with the Public Service Commissioner, Brian Roach. Good job, first up. Right thing to do, but clearly this was negotiated, and I want to give you an insight into how the Beltway in Wellington works. Costa will walk away with between $100,000 and $200,000 for his resignation, being 3 months' pay. 3 months' pay. And of course, the 3 weeks he spent negotiating where he didn't work. He gets that because that's contractually what he could claim in a contested court hearing about if he were to be dismissed. But the other thing that he got, that he managed to negotiate in the last 3 weeks, was a statement from Brian Roach, the Public Service Commissioner, in which he said, and this is the precise statement, and it sounds like lawyers wrote it, "I respect Mr. Costa's decision," says Brian Roach. "It was the right thing to do. I also acknowledge that the IPCA," that's the Independent Police Complaints Authority, "found no evidence of corruption or cover-up when undertaking their review." Well, I don't know, Brian Roach, what expertise you have to decide that. While the IPCA found serious leadership failures occurred, there was no evidence of senior officers consciously doing the wrong thing or setting out to undermine the integrity of the organisation. Yes, there was, Brian Roach. You don't believe what you've just said and the statement you've put out. Mr. Costa has extracted that from you in order to cover his own arse. And I actually think that's worth the 150 or whatever he's getting for his termination. And he obviously, here's how this deal would have gone. You've got to go. What you've done is appalling. You clearly lied to us when you applied for the job. You didn't say there was something else hanging over you. And Costa says, I'm not going to go quietly. You give me the $100,000 to $200,000 and you say I'm a good guy. And then I'll go, then I'll resign, then you don't have the expense of a court case and have me throwing excrement all over the place. So the idea that you're being sold and the mainstream media are swallowing hook, line and sinker that he's done the decent thing is BS. He has negotiated his way out of the job whilst trying to enhance his reputation. It is not the worst backroom, untransparent deal that has been done for departing miscreant public servants in this country. It is nowhere near the worst, and I will give Andrew Costa this. I would have thought he might have extracted more out of it. But make no mistake, it is not, as RNZ is reporting, him doing the decent thing and falling on his sword. It's a negotiated exit. No one's pushed the nuclear button. And he walks away with probably, with way more than the average wage for, I think, appalling behaviour. And really, Brian Roach, I think it's up to the public of New Zealand to decide whether there was evidence of senior officers consciously doing the wrong thing. It's up to the public to decide whether that was corruption or a cover-up. And I think public opinion is at odds with what Mr. Costa forced you to say under threat of creating an ongoing legal battle that would have cost the taxpayers way more money. So for us, the taxpayers, this is the best outcome that we could have hoped for. But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled that it was everyone behaving honourably. There would have been lawyers at dawn and some tense negotiations. Sean, my understanding is Costa had a 3-month notice period. That is where the payout comes from. Yes, Ian. Yes, Ian. But if you're caught doing something absolutely terrible at work, do you get the payout? Should you get the payout if you get your ass fired? Sean, of course, RNZ say that. He's Team Jacinda. RNZ, of course, in their story yesterday from Sam Sherwood, don't even talk about what he got paid out. And I think that's a relevant part of the story. But mainstream media, who loved Andrew Costa, who were good with cuddles, they'll try and paint him now as some poor man. Some poor man who did terribly. I feel sorry for Ms. Z, or Ms. Z, who fell foul of what I consider corruption at Police National Headquarters. And Brian Roach, as the Public Service Commissioner, you saying something is corrupt, well, so friggin' what? You're not a judge. But I appreciate that you've said it to save me and other taxpayers a whole lot of money. We would have had to pay even more money to Andrew Costa.